Hello everyone, I'm Demetrice, aka Minani, and I'm your host of Hot Toddies with Minani podcast. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, get this, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm, anchor.fm to get started. See you there. Back to another episode of Hot Toddy with Minani. I'm Demetrice and I'm your host. When it comes to podcasting, it was something that I was really nervous about. I talked myself out of it time and time again until I found out about Buzzsprout. I researched Buzzsprout on YouTube and it told me step by step how to start a podcast. Once I start recording, I still was nervous because I wasn't used to my voice, all kinds of excuses, and then I found out about Anchor.fm. With Anchor.fm, I was allowed to edit my podcast and show me step by step how I could possibly get paid for podcasting and also be heard on other platforms like Spotify. So if you're looking into becoming a new podcaster like me and you want to get into the podcast community, I advise you to get in touch with Buzzsprout or get in touch with Anchor.fm. Enjoy. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Hot Toddy with Minani. Thanks for tuning in. I'm here with my daughter, Dayonna.
Hello.
And Keyana.
Hi.
Hello. Tonight we're going to talk about, I guess I would kind of say boundaries and advice. Like when you call a girlfriend or somebody that you're close to that you usually confide in your business about, or secret, whatever you tell them, and every single time you call them, they give you advice. Every single time. Every single time you call them, they give you advice. They never let you get anything out. They never let you finish without them telling you what they think you should do. How do you feel about that?
I'm that girl.
You the advice giver?
Yeah.
So do you feel like that takes from you? Because
No.
that's how I feel.
I feel like, in my mind, I always felt like when somebody called my phone, they wanted advice. I don't know why my mind was trained like that, though. I can help it now being an adult, but I just always, like older adult, but I just always felt like if you call my phone, clearly you want to answer for something. Maybe you don't know the answer, so you asking your girlfriends for the answer. Like, I don't call people and talk about something and not want advice. If I called you, that's because I want your input. Like, am I tripping or?
Okay, so how about you, Key? How you feel?
I feel like, for me, I'm the opposite. Like, if you call me, I'm going to just chill until you ask for my advice. And then I'll just say what I want to say, whether it's going to hurt you or not. So, I don't know. But I'm like Dayonna. Like, me personally, I don't call nobody just because, or until I need their advice. So it's like, I feel where she coming from because that's how I am too.
Now for me, if it's someone who is my age, not to say that they don't need my advice, it definitely depends on who it is. I haven't always been like this, but I've learned that it takes a lot from me. If I have to respond and give advice every time, it takes so much out of me. So as I got older, I learned to respect people's boundaries, even if there aren't any, if that makes sense. Like, even if they never told me their boundaries, if they're my age. Now, if it's the younger generation, I tend to voice my opinion because I'm trying to teach y'all something that I went through. Sometimes I won't say nothing, but for the most part, I really try to mind my business and just keep to myself, because I find that sometimes giving advice takes a lot out of you, especially if the person is not really taking in the advice that you're giving them.
So when you say like take a lot out, like what do you mean?
It's just
like
I'm
energy.
Pouring. Yeah, energy. I'm pouring. Because reason being is it's not my test. I find it easier to let this person vent and say everything that they need to say without me saying nothing. To see if they actually say to me, "Thank you for letting me vent." Because if they honestly want to know my advice, I feel like they possibly would ask. I feel like they would say, "What you think?" It's easier for me to pick up the phone when they call and go, I truly understand.
Oh,
I
that's
respect
me.
that.
See, but I hate when people do that.
I
See,
respect that.
so I guess you gotta know your friends or your family because I hate when people do that. If I'm venting, what do you mean? Like, are you agreeing with me or the other person, or are you getting where I'm coming from, or
So
like,
have
what's
you
going
ever
on?
felt the time that you didn't want that though? That you actually called somebody and you didn't want their advice? I just wanted to
Just poor, yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do you feel when you feel like the person that you're mad at that betrayed you already has this knife in your back, and now the person you don't really feel like hearing what they got to say about it, you just want to dump off on them, they now take the knife and turn it more in your back. If that explains it, because you already feeling some kind of way.
I feel like it.
How can we prevent that? Like,
I feel like it depends on the person. Like, the relationship you have with that particular friend. Because, like, I got friends who know, shut up, let me get it off my chest. After I drop it, I don't even want to talk about it no more. I just want to tell you what happened because I got to get it off my chest. Okay. Like, I'm going to get it off my chest type person. Like, if something happened to me today, I want to call one of my friends to get it off my chest. Like, if it's something that made me mad or something, that don't mean they got to give me advice. And one thing I usually do, because communication matters, I ask the person, do you want my opinion? That's what I ask now. Do you want my opinion? That's what I'm saying. That's it's not all the time, but I do say, do you want my opinion? Or do you want me just listen? I think that's what people should do. I really do. The ideal of that's what people should do, because you just never know. Right. And I think it do depend on who it is. You know what I'm saying? It do depend on, like, I'm gonna say Maisha, my oldest. When I call Maisha, I value Maisha's opinion. So I think that got a lot to do with it too, y'all. Like, when you value that person's opinion, opposed to, do you want the right answer, or do you want the wrong? Do you want them to tell you the answer that you want to hear? Because you have some people that's going to tell you what you want to hear, and then you got some people that's going to tell you what you need to know. Yeah. But I can say I don't always. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You should have seen her face. I'm sorry.
It's hilarious. The pets are back. I can't wait till they see the videos. This is just gonna be crazy.
This is unbelievable, man.
They so bad, man. Sheesh, like having 2 kids. Crazy. I feel like also, it's a learning process, though. It's a learning process. I had to learn, because sometimes I will tell a person something and I'll be like, I don't think you should have did that, and they bite me. Yeah, and it's like, what the F is you biting? Are you biting me for?
That happened to me recently.
Yeah,
So
I think it's like, once they do that, because I got a smart mouth, you don't got smart with me, and I'm trying to help you. I have no desire. It has to do with them doing the same things repetitionally. You keep doing it repetition, same thing.
So what am I talking for?
So what am I talking for?
Yeah.
If you keep doing the same thing, and we already talked about it, depending on what it is, when it comes to love, people act on emotions, so I'm not going to tell anybody what they should do. As far as making a decision to stay with somebody or leave somebody. I don't know why. I've never been into that. I've never been into, are you going to leave them? Did you leave them? I think my pet peeve in it all is when people try to give people advice on things they don't know about at all. How can you even do that? How can you even give somebody advice for something that you don't know?
Yeah. I say that a lot. Like, I can't speak on something that I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I can't relate. Like, I don't know. So I can't give you an answer that I never experienced.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't know. I think that when I try to help people sometimes, or it depends on, like you said, who it is, but sometimes I find it so draining sometimes. Like, work. I feel like, and that might be because of my job. You know, I work with people all day long. I don't mind if somebody call and dump on me. You know what I mean? I don't mind probably even constructive criticism to somebody that don't give me no mouth back, because if I'm giving you criticism, I'm big on this. If I'm talking to you and you're talking back to me, you can't hear me because you're talking over top of me. So once I say something to you like, nah, be mindful or be careful, you bite me, I'm good. I don't feel like arguing. It's not my test. It's not my. So that's why I have now fell back from that. I don't want to give anybody advice. I don't want to. I'd rather pour into the youth, people that possibly don't know no better. Not my age. Not my age. I'm not getting into that. I'm just not. I can't. I don't have the energy. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't have the energy. So maybe you guys feel that way. And maybe I used to feel like you guys when I was young. But definitely at my age now, sometimes I don't even want to get my own children advice. You know what I'm saying?
No. You don't shut up.
Well, what did I say to you lately?
Probably everything. I can't remember off the top
I
of
don't
my head.
think I bothered you. You've been in here studying. I have not bothered you.
Okay, sure. She don't shut up, y'all.
Do I bother you, kid?
No.
You could be honest.
Yes, you do.
I feel like I mind my business.
No. Nobody bother me.
I feel like I mind my business. They always try to act so dramatic, like, girl, get out of here.
She bother her.
What I do?
I just told the people you don't be quiet. Tell me if you don't give advice. Girl, you don't be quiet. You give too much advice.
That's what I mean.
Sometimes you need to take your own advice. You need to re-listen to the podcast tomorrow. So I feel you give too much advice. You give advice, alright.
Well, I'd rather give it to my kids than somebody my age.
Too much advice. No,
So it's a hard-headed child.
I just personally feel like you should know your friend. Like, you know your friend, you know, or your family, whoever. I do give my opinion a lot, and maybe I should shut up.
Ooh.
I really do give my opinion a lot. But I think my main reason why I give my opinion a lot, I don't like to see the people I love hurt. I hate that. That really bothers me. Like, if one of my siblings is going through something, or a friend and that person is hurt, like I'm talking hurt, like crying, like going into a depression state, or just upset about something, that ticks me off.
And
I don't know how to handle it. So I think that just comes with the protection side.
It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, when you believe in a religion, and I say a religion because my family people I'm surrounded is all different religions. Whatever you believe, I don't knock nothing. But if you have a religion and you serve a God, I feel like the most powerful thing I can do for you, to you, whatever, is to pray for you, because that's what's going to protect my peace. Prayer is powerful. No, I don't want to see you hurt, but what if something good comes from the outcome of that hurt?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? My little cousin, Ranisha, said that. Turn prayer into, like, just turn it into power, pain into power. So it's just like, if all my life I went through so much pain, and at this point in my life I want peace.
Yo.
What?
It started getting deep.
I was about to say something crazy, never mind.
Go ahead. Do it got something to do with one of these mammals?
No. Go ahead.
I want to know.
Me too.
No, because it's nasty.
Ew.
Damn.
You gotta text that.
No, I forgot we was recording for 1 second, and I was about to say something crazy like we was off air. Please excuse me. This is what I was just talking about. I need to shut up sometimes. Wow.
Oh my God, this girl's crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I find that when I don't say nothing, it just makes me feel so much better. What about my mental health?
Right.
What you think, kid?
I feel like the more advice you give, the more they're going to want your advice. So if you, like for you, for instance, Dayonna, if you keep giving your advice, they're going to keep calling you. Even if they're going to be like, if you stop, they're going to be like, why you not saying nothing? Why you know what I mean? Because you already put that on them that you're the advice giver. So they're going to keep going to you.
And people get paid to do that. People get paid to...
You know what? That brings me to my next business. I'm getting paid to give advice now. I'm charging $50.
What's the title? What's the title of the business?
No, I'm charging $85 an hour.
They love talking.
They love talking.
They love advice.
Listen when they love is speaking. Or get out.
Oh my God, they got Apple Pay you how much?
70 to 80. It depends on how deep your situation is. It's giving $75 to $85 an hour.
How much an hour?
Yo.
How much an hour?
75 to 85 an hour.
That's a good business.
Damn.
And I ain't coming up off my price. Ain't no family discount. It ain't giving cousin. Yeah.
Oh my God, they gonna act too good. Don't wanna let. Plus, I feel like they start arguments sometimes.
That's true.
So I think that's what the main thing.
Especially when it's love.
Yeah, especially.
I personally believe in if you ain't leaving, don't tell it.
That's true.
Cause now I'm not gonna like the person. That puts me back on like the people I love. I don't like to see the people I love hurt. So if you tell me so and so cheating and he hitting you, now I don't like him. But now you ain't never leave him.
Yeah,
I hate that for me.
That kind of stuff happens too.
Me too.
I don't like when people ask for advice but don't like the advice.
Yeah, that too.
That's so annoying.
Why did you ask? And I ain't the friend that's sugarcoating nothing. I'm gonna tell you
Me
raw
neither.
and loud.
Just practice it for a week and see how much peace it gives you. Practice it for 3 days.
I don't think that messes up my peace if I give somebody advice. That don't mess with my peace.
Don't try to argue me down. I'm gonna say okay.
Yeah, and I'm
That's
telling you what's real. You asked, I gave it to you. Don't ask
you think they just start arguments sometimes?
Yes, absolutely. That's why I don't get it.
If you start arguments, it's just like, then you should know that friend. Okay, now you know from this day forward, if y'all continue to be friends, you can't get a certain friend advice. But if y'all never been in an argument, y'all getting that one argument, it's just like, okay, maybe I said something wrong. And that's another thing. We tend to say things wrong too. It's not really what you say, it's how you say it. So if I said something wrong, then just tell me I said it wrong or you didn't like the way I said it.
Right.
And it shouldn't turn into an argument because I asked you for advice. I asked. If you ask, it can't really turn into an argument. You should be open to whatever you're about to hear, even if it's the craziest thing you ever heard.
That's why I'm saying that I won't do it unless they ask me. If you don't ask, but some people will give it to you even though you ain't asked.
Yeah,
I might call and dump on you. I'm already mad. You're the only person I can call and dump on. You feel me? And you giving me advice. I didn't ask you for no advice. I just wanted to tell you how I felt. I didn't ask you for no advice.
Some people just want to vent. I feel it.
Some people just want to vent. Maybe I'm venting because 5 other people already gave me advice and I didn't like their shit. I don't need yours too. So I don't really give it unless somebody, or it gotta be along the lines of me caring for their safety. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or them giving, I don't know, doing something that I know is going to be in harm's way or something. Put them in harm's way, something like that. I might be like, well, I don't know about that. I think you should check into that. If they're in danger, but. But I will ask them. I will say, well, do you want my advice? Mm-hmm. I will say that. I feel like usually when somebody younger and they come to an older person, they usually 9 out of 10 want advice. Yeah, they want advice. What you think I should do? Oh my God.
What was the reason?
I think he's hungry.
Where is
That was a crime.
He's a baby. Sorry, guys. He's only 4 months old.
He's just a baby.
He's just a baby. What's the matter? Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
I'm cracking up. Just do whatever you want. Get off of my plans. I told you he did that to my plans.
I don't see him doing nothing.
I do. Oh my god. Listen.
He won't go outside.
So I want to switch things up a little bit. Right now, what would you, Dayonna, what advice would you give someone with a broken heart right now?
If they ask for it.
What would you give them, though? What type of advice would you give them?
Well, first of all, if they're crying, back in the day, I used to always tell my friends, look yourself in the mirror while you're crying. You're so ugly when you cry. You ever look at yourself in the mirror and see how ugly you are? I had to do that before to get over somebody before. Like, you're ugly as shit when you cry. Like, in real life. Like, you could be the baddest bitch on the earth. But when you look in the mirror when you're crying, real shit, next time you cry, I ain't gonna say you cried. But next time you decide to cry, just look yourself in the mirror. That's the first thing I'm gonna say.
That's what you do. After you done crying.
Exactly. Looking crazy. Eyes swollen. Look like somebody beat you the fuck up.
You gotta swing your hair. And you gotta know you're that girl.
I'm cool. I don't want to. Yo, you're ugly when you cry. But yeah. No, that's to make them laugh. But on a serious note, a broken heart. I don't know. Cause like for me, it depends on what friend I'm talking to too. Like what kind of advice I'm giving depends on the friend. But I'ma say if somebody got a broken heart right now, currently, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not a good talker on the phone. Does that make sense? Like I don't want to hear you cry, and I can't really give you advice. But I can send you a nice deep text. I can think about it. I guess it takes me a few minutes to think about what I'm trying to say. Cause I can send you a nice advice text, but I am not an advisor on the phone. That's not even a word. But I'm making it up. I'm not an advisor on the phone. But if I really, really had to, I'd be like, girl, get yourself together, you know. I was about to say if she is pretty. Wow. You're pretty. You know, it's other fish in the sea. It's other guys or whoever you're dating. It's more of them out there. And you date yourself. Learn yourself. Because I feel like in a relationship we lose ourselves.
You know, I was going to say that.
Date yourself.
I was going to say practice self-love.
Yeah, self-love.
That's all I say. That's really all I say.
Like if your heart broken and your heart was broken before, okay girl, it's time to date yourself.
Yes,
take yourself on dates. It's time to do some things like that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I'm going to end it with, call me if you need me. But really, I want you to text me. I can find some deep quotes. Yeah.
So what you would do, kid, if what you said?
I would really just
say.
What
would you tell your friend?
I say practice self-love. That's all I say. That's all I say.
I would tell them to call someone else. Oh
my god!
No, for real. That's really for real though. Because I really can't say nothing.
One thing about me, I don't believe that God put me through anything in order without me having to be able to be there for somebody else. I think time and time again when things happen to us, we always tend to think it's about us. But sometimes it's not about us. Sometimes it's about the actual thing that permits me to help someone else. So if I never went through a heartbreak, then how would I be able to help someone else if I didn't teach myself some type of coping mechanism? What worked for me? You know, so with that being said, I would practice what that pain was that God took me through. You know, if he took me through some type of surgery, how would I know what type of pain to be able to tell the next person that's going to get the surgery? So everything is solely not about me. It's about my story. It's about who I am. It's about what I can give to someone else. That's why I'm going to do the podcast too. Like I said, I always say that. It's hot toddies with me, Nani. Hot toddies is based on like healing. People usually drink hot toddies when they're healing, but I was going to do the hot toddies thing when I'm actually pouring because I'm a bartender, guys. But yeah, that's coming soon. But you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's why I did hot toddies. And then Minani is associated with my grandchildren, something that I love so dearly. So them two go together, healing and love. That's what Hot Toddies with Me Nani is all about.
That's deep. You need to make a flyer explaining it, because I don't think people understand what Hot
That's
Toddies
what I got my daughter for.
Now, wait a minute. Now we're giving out advice. I would like to start getting paid. Put on payroll.
So, that's my basis of it. I'm based on my life and what made me feel bad when somebody talked to me a certain way and vowed that I'll never do that to anyone else. Starting to tell people to rely on therapy. I think we don't rely on therapy enough. There's nothing wrong, with getting therapy. For me, I have therapy with God. I worship God. I don't have to get into which one and what I call them, because we all trying to get to the same place. We just going about it a different way. So I respect religion, spiritual, whatever it may be. But for me, it's like everything is my beliefs, my belief in God. So I know that He do everything for a reason. So if me going over a heartbreak or going through a divorce, just say I did. I never been married, guys. But if I was going through a divorce, whatever He takes me through, whatever turmoil, it is a test, and I'm going to be able to help somebody else. I'm not going to make this solely about me.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So that's why, if I can help, I help. I mean, sometimes God uses me for suicidal phone calls.
That's a lot.
And this is not talking to
I ain't into that. Oh no.
I don't know what I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm being honest.
So it just depends. So I'm a little more sensitive to some of my feelings before I kind of think before I respond. How would you?
That's a tricky situation.
What kind of advice would you give a person that don't know how to do a resume? Like, don't know the first thing about starting to fill out for a job, never had a job. What would you do? What advice would you give them? What way would you try to help them?
I can't, because I had the same job for 6 years. Then why y'all people keep switching these jobs?
What would you do, kid?
I honestly don't know. I don't know. Google it. Sorry.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry.
Template.
Please Google it. I can show you. I can help you.
YouTube it. There you go. They can YouTube it.
I definitely would tell them to YouTube it.
I haven't did a resume.
I would tell them about jobhero.com. Jobhero.com, guys, that is great for a resume. It puts everything in for you. Don't say I never told you nothing. And I would charge them. I'll do it for them.
The front?
But I definitely would charge them. Oh yeah, I'm charging so she can tell her friend, she can tell her friend, she can tell her friend. Resumes are hard sometimes. Like it takes a lot of concentration. You gotta give me something to motivate me to do it. I mean, you gotta. I don't even like doing my own resume. I job hero. Jobhero.com. Look into it. The mammals.
Annoying.
All you can hear, for some reason, like she wants to fight
The ASAP.
I can't get rid of the pet.
Nice little studio.
Let me manifest it. Coming soon.
Okay.
If you had a girlfriend that needed advice about being hit by a man.
Being hit by a man?
Abused mentally, physically, verbally. What advice would you have to give?
Oh, that's hard because that's hard. It's really hard because even if you're getting hit, it's like one of those things that not that you're, I don't want to say embarrassed, but you don't really, I'm speaking for myself, but you don't really want to go to nobody. And I'm still a firm believer of people leave when they want to leave. So it don't matter what advice I give to him or her. They're either still gonna stay or they're actually gonna leave. It's
So
women who
so that's what I'm saying. So
stay.
do you think you will actually take your time out to actually reach to them and it's their fifth time coming to you with advice and they never leave?
Yeah, because that's still my friend.
Okay. So would you let her dump on you and give her
Well,
advice? Or would
still
you
with that, I'm going to ask her, do she want my opinion?
Okay.
Do you want my opinion? Because I'm going to tell you my opinion. I'm going to break it down. This is about the fifth time that this man did put his hands on you. I'm not sure what's taking you so long to leave. In my opinion, I always state, in my opinion, I think that you should. But I can't tell you what to do. Nobody can ever tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, for me, I really feel like this topic is literally about how well you know the person that you're talking to. Because you will know who you can say certain stuff with. Like, out of all my friends, I know who I can be with, and I know who I gotta kind of be like, well, you know, a little bit at a time. So you kind of know who too, and that's how you figure out, you know, what kind of advice you want to give. But domestic violence, I just really feel like, yeah, we get on social media and we be like, oh, she should have left him. She seen the signs.
Mm-hmm.
But until you in that situation, you don't really know what somebody should have did. So, and another thing is, I only, like you said, I only speak on what I've been through. So if I never had somebody hit me, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, girl, I would have left yesterday. And I don't know because I've never been through it. Like, so I feel like you can only speak on what you've been through. Like, I've been through domestic violence. So I can, if somebody come to me and say they got hit on, I can tell them my situation, not even advice. I can just say, well, this is how I
think as women, we need to normalize, like, stop calling each other stupid. Stop saying you dumb.
You should have been
you should have did this. I think we should stop doing that. Women, ladies, young ladies, we should stop doing that because you never know if you're going to go through that same exact thing.
Yep.
You never know what you're going to do when that comes about. So I don't think we should speak on somebody else's experience on that aspect. But, oh my God. Animals. It's domestic abuse going on.
Okay, it really
I
is.
just can't take it. It's late. It's not their bedtime. Coco, it's Coco bedtime. Coco literally go to bed like 10 something at night.
Now she up fooling around.
But yeah, I feel like as women, don't say that woman is stupid. Don't say you don't really know what somebody really is going through at their mental stage. It might be a female that never had father figure, so they look at
that's another conversation.
Father figures too. They look at the
that's
man.
another conversation as well. That's a topic. You need to write that down because a man told me earlier I need to get married or something. I should have got married. I don't know what he was saying. It was a topic about marriage, and I just feel like everything is not for everybody. How can you force me to do something that I feel is not for me? So that's the same with giving advice. How you want to tell me I should leave and I might not be ready to leave? I'm just calling you as my friend to say, listen, this nigga or this girl then pissed me off and this is what I have to say. And that's it. I don't want to leave. Girl, I just wanted to tell you what happened. I might be right back in the car with him at 2 o'clock. And I called you at 12:30.
Child. All I'm gonna say is self-love. I'm gonna keep saying it because if you loved yourself, you wouldn't get beat on, and if you loved yourself, you wouldn't. You just gotta practice self-love. Like, you really do lose yourself.
So when we talk about love, though, let me say this. That's the only love they know.
That's why I don't.
Practice self-love.
The best way that they know how. The only love that they were taught.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's like
that is so deep.
It gets so deep.
It do get deep.
It do get deep. Because I can't. Because
it's
not how I was raised. I can't expect nobody else to date or talk or do anything that I do because I was raised a different way.
Right.
You could have been raised. You seen your mom. I mean, your dad beating your mom up. So now you feel like that's the only route you should go. A nigga don't love you unless he beat you up because you seen your mom stay for 25 years, but she got beat up once a year, twice a year, and because you seen it, you feel like, okay, when I get my marriage,
it's normal.
Mm-hmm. I think it's normal. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with him touching on?
I thank God that I never went through that
with
my kids. I thank God that I you know, that I was not the perfect mother, but I guess I want to say I would pray prayerfully that my children got major good examples from me than the bad. That the actual good in me overpowers, you know, the bad, so that it is not nothing that they would do to follow that was something bad that I did in the past that would make them think that it's okay. If that makes sense. So yeah, I don't. That's another thing.
That's another topic that we never talked about too. Your parents having upbringing that's really true. Like
you need to write that down. We definitely did talk about that. So let's just say that. Let's work on giving advice when it's asked. Mm-hmm. Everybody.
Yes, boundaries.
Let's not speak on something that's going to make your friend upset. Learn your friends. Know your friends. Friends are important. If you going through it today or tomorrow, that's the person that you call. So, and the reason why I say also that friends are important, you know, we tend sometimes to outlive our parents. So after your parents is gone, then you have your circle or your friends. So therefore, let's just try to figure out a balance. Like, your friend call you, she dumping on you, just listen. Try to be a good friend because you're going to need your friends at the end of the day.
That's definitely the truth. That's what I said. And protect your mental, your peace. You know, if I just got off of work and I you know, had to take care of 35 patients, you know, when I come home, I want to get into me. I want to take care of me. I want to spend a little bit of time with my grandkids, and then I want to be these pets that keep running around, and I want to take care of me. So sometimes I don't want to give advice because that's going to make me have to be on the phone for like another 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. You know, but if you listen, if I can't give you advice and be texting while I got you in my ear. But if I'm just listening, I mean, you know, not ignoring you. I'm sorry. Not ignoring you. But if I can, you understand what I'm saying? I can scroll on Instagram if I'm just letting you dump. But if I'm supposed to be saying something back, now I can't take care of myself. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Half the stories people have told me, I don't remember. Because I was doing scrolling on Instagram, or they think I'm the loyalest person ever. The whole time I don't even remember what you told me, girl.
After they hear
anybody.
After they hear this.
Not all. It gotta be a serious situation. But if it's the friend that then called me for the 10th time in 3 months about the same nigga,
this girl is hilarious.
I'm halfway listening. I heard one part. He was down the street with Tasha, but I didn't hear you say Tasha rented him a car. I didn't hear that part. Like some parts I'm gonna hear, and I know I do because sometimes I repeat it.
You might say, don't you think he was wrong? He was wrong, girl.
Yeah.
He
was. I ain't gonna lie, he was wrong. I can't believe he did that. What you say he did at the end? Girl, get it right out of him. Yeah, I ain't hear your phone went in and out. My AirPod dropped. My AirPod.
You ever have a conversation with somebody, they ask for your advice, but then you reverse it back to them like, what do you think?
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
I want to know what you think in this situation. No, for real. Because that's how I be getting them too. Because I don't really like giving advice. I don't know.
You're not good with advice.
No, I'm really not. Like, I'm not good with my words, and I'm not good with how I say stuff. Like, I can admit that. Like, and I just be like, what would you do in a situation?
So she called you to give advice, but you switching on her, and she ended up telling you her own advice to herself.
Like, what? How do you feel? What would you do? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you finesse the situation, and then you tell the person, "I agree." Okay, I see. Where you're going.
I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. Okay. And just, listen to their conversation.
Hold on. I'm gonna call you right back. He gonna be like, damn, I got my own stuff in life.
This is my favorite thing. My phone about to chat. I'm gonna call you back.
Listen.
Because I'm talking on my phone.
Hold on, so on the iPad. It's like, let me stop.
Nobody be calling. I'll be like, hold on, this my mom. I'm always saying it's my mom.
This is my mom, yes.
My mom.
Yes.
I'll call you right back. It's my mom.
Yes.
I say my shit dead. I don't listen to something. Especially when I'm trying to say something to you, you keep yelling over top of me, and I'm like, yo, nah, I think you, and you still, I'm trying to tell you, because you asked me for advice, I'm trying to tell you advice, and you over talking me. I'm not doing that.
I'm the vent. You can just vent to me.
Just drop it on me. That's it.
I'm not the
Dick queen.
I'm the, you want to pull up? What you want to do? You want to go beat his mom up or something? Like, I'm that girl. You said you want to jump through his window. He lives in the 7th floor of the condo.
Oh my God.
Don't call and tell me nothing about y'all niggas, because I'm airing them out. I'm coming for the sisters, the mom, the brothers, and the cousins.
Oh my.
Yeah. Web, you play with my friend? Web.
Not me.
Psych, y'all. I'm playing.
I'm
That's back in my old days. I'm 30 now. I'm 30, okay? Dirty 30. Ain't happening. But no, for real, I think that the friends also should take accountability of their part. Because, girl, if you ain't want me to respond, what did you call me for? Mm-hmm. So, therefore, before I
maybe
respond...
you should say that first, too. Say, listen, if you're calling me for advice, listen, let me know, how you want it? You want it hard, you want it soft?
I ain't asking it hard or soft. I'm asking, do you want the advice or not? Everybody who be around me know how my mouth is.
You want the
real?
real?
Know how I'm coming.
You want the real, or you want the
You want the real, or you want me to sugarcoat it? Which one?
It costs more for sugar.
People really like to hear what they like. They want you to say what they want you like.
What they gonna do?
Right. Already. They already have their mind made up. So it's
everybody has their mind made up already.
It's just like they be just trying to hear themselves. So you might as well just vent and you talk. What would you do? Because you're going to do it anyway.
What would Jesus do? You know what? I'm gonna end this with a
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm gonna end this with a question for everyone. What would you do if your son was at home crying all along on the bathroom floor because he's hungry and he only made a That's the advice. What would you do if your friend call you and she say, my son is at home on the bedroom floor because he's hungry?
I'm definitely editing this.
Why?
This girl is crazy.
No, can you pause that? This lady said that.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up. That was a good one. That was a good session. What you think, Dayonna?
That was a great session. I enjoyed myself.
Okay, what's up, kid?
I enjoyed the conversation. I always like talking to you all.
Oh,
It's always like,
she ain't gonna tell us she going to get rich, but she like talking to us. This is crazy. Wow.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, have a good day.
Have a good day.
bye.
Hot Toddy with Minani is sponsored by Day Love Accessories, Daydream Visuals, You Wouldn't Understand Apparel, Diamore Cosmetics can all be shopped on isupportday.com. We're also sponsored by Bodied by Elite, BODIED, available on Instagram, and they're located in Georgia. We're also sponsored by JX Chloe Jewelry, JAYXCHLOE Jewelry, which is also on Instagram.